This is Mr. Faber with the Music Learning Band Program. I'm here to show you how to get started on your bass. First of all, I want to show you a couple of things. You have strings and you have frets, so I'm going to show you the difference. You have 4 strings on the bass. You have your G string, which is your first string, we'll call that your first string. Second string, which is your D string. Third string, A, and fourth string, E. I always tell my students, good dogs always eat. G, D, A, and E. And you're going to need to know that later. And especially you're going to need to know that if they say pluck the first string, it's the smallest one. The first one going up. So alright, and over here we have frets. Now these are actually your fret wires. So if somebody says first fret, it's right in here. So first string, first fret is right there. If you're going to fret your note, you don't want to just place it anywhere within that fret. You want to put it right next to the fret wire. Not on top of it, you'll get a buzz, or in the middle, it might buzz. But if you put it right next to it, you get a really good sound. It's really solid. On our right hand, it's really important how we place it. We want to anchor our thumb on the E string. And when we pluck a string, we want to make sure that we're pulling up like this. So we're going to rest on the string above it like this. You're going to be using your first and second finger. So we'll do a little finger exercise. We'll do first finger, then second finger, then first finger, second finger. And that's a fun exercise to do. Now I want to show you your first 3 notes for the bass. First of all, we're going to go to the third. We're going to go to the second string. We're going to do the second string, and that happens to be your D string. So we're just going to pluck it with no fingers down at all. That's your D. And it's a good idea to practice doing it with both fingers. So you're going to get first finger, second finger. And you notice I'm stopping the sound with my finger. I'm muting that string. Otherwise it would just keep ringing. We don't want that to happen. If we want to go to our next note and play a note, 2 notes together don't necessarily sound good. So we want to stop that pitch and then play our next note. Our second note that we learn in band is going to be a C. It's going to be we're going to use our third finger. And just like our strings, we want to give our fingers a number. Our first finger is our index finger, second finger, third finger, and fourth finger. So your director will tell you what finger to use. Now the first thing we're going to do for C is we're going to get a third finger, this one, on the third fret. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 on the third string. 1, 2, 3. Right there. We'll place it right next to the fret. And down here we have our thumb anchored, and we're going to pluck the third string. And that's our C. We mute it, let's pluck it again. So now we're going to play our B flat, and that's going to be the first fret, first finger on the third string. 1, 2, 3. Right next to the fret. You have to push it down hard enough. At first it may seem like you're pushing down really hard, but it really doesn't need to be. It just needs to be in the right spot. And that's our B flat. So let's review. Our D is our second string open. Our C is our third fret, third string, using our third finger. And then our B flat is first fret on the third string, using our first finger. So really that's going to get you through a couple of weeks in band playing those first 3 notes. In fact, you can play songs with those first 3 notes. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I bet you could figure out how to do that. But in the meantime, we want to just practice doing those basic things with our fingers. We want to get used to playing with our first and second finger on our right hand. Just doing first finger, second finger. Just like that. And then do it on each string. Now notice whenever I went to my low E string, I anchored my thumb on the pickup. And a lot of people do that. So some other things you need to know about your bass. In order to get your volume, most basses have maybe 1 or 2 pickups. You're going to have a couple of volumes. And for this one, you have your bridge pickup, and then you have your neck pickup. This is your bridge pickup, and this is your volume for it. So you might get a different sound. In fact, you will get a different sound, sort of a more trebly sound And then if I turn that down and turn on my neck pickup, it's a little darker sound. On top of that, you'll have a tone control, and that lightens it up as well. So now you know what these are for. And every bass is a little bit different. This happens to be a Fender Jazz bass, which are pretty standard sounds on it. And so I think you're pretty much ready for bands. So look forward to seeing you in class.